It's Lisa Rothman, the founder of StopFamilyConflict.com, here with installment 4 of this mother-daughter road trip. 2 weeks, 1 camper van, a mom, and a 12-year-old daughter. So in our first installment, we looked at how important it is to consult with everybody about what's important to them. They got clear about the purpose of their trip, which was spending time together and out in nature. In the second installment, we looked at how to integrate what's important to everyone, even when that seems impossible. And this was the mother figuring out that there actually was a camper van that had beds, had 2 separate beds, because that is really, really important to her daughter. So they set off, and that gave us the opportunity to look at the third step in the family conflict prevention holiday plan, which is to speak truth with care to oneself, particularly as it relates to capacity limits, which the mother was certainly at her capacity limit when she discovered that they had camped at a place that wasn't just for camping, it was for people who wanted to go into each other's camper vans and have fun with each other. And she got clear that she wasn't going to get any sleep that night if she and her daughter stayed there. So they had found a different camping site, even though it was dark and both of them were exhausted. Okay, so now we have arrived at installment 4, which is our opportunity, which is our opportunity to look at how to speak truth with care to others, particularly when they have not spoken truth with care to us first. Because that is what happened with this mother and daughter. So mom had accidentally, after hours and hours of driving, taken a wrong turn and headed 45 minutes in the wrong direction. And they'd had to backtrack. They finally arrived at the camping site. And all mom wanted to do was eat dinner and fall asleep. And her daughter instead scolded her for leaving the toilet seat up and chewing with her mouth open. And that was the last thing in the world that mom wanted to be hearing. She wanted to be seen for how hard she was working and how much she was driving, and she was absolutely fed up. And I could completely imagine if I were in that situation, I would have lashed right back out at that daughter in retaliation for her lashing out at me. But the mom instead burst into tears and got a little bit of space and reflected on how she wanted to handle the situation. How could she speak her truth with care, not pretending that what had happened didn't bother her? How could she be authentic and vulnerable about how the daughter's words had landed in her? So she thought about it, and then she approached her daughter and said, you saying those things after the day we've had, that was the last thing in the world I needed to hear. And her daughter put her hand on her mom's back and said, yeah, I understand. I can see that. I have a question for you, Mama. Are you open to hearing it now, or would you like to wait? Her mom said, I'll hear it now. And her daughter said, would you like to crawl into my bed? You look so tired, and I know that it takes a while to set up your bed up there on the roof. Do you want to just crawl into mine for a little bit? This is the same daughter who before had insisted that her mother not go anywhere near her bed. Miracles happen when we take the time to connect with ourselves and figure out how to speak truth with care to the other person, even when they have lashed out at us, particularly when they have lashed out at us. So, I invite you, the next time someone snaps at you, to take a moment to regroup, connect with yourself, give yourself some understanding, and then, or perhaps also get support from other people, and then reach back out authentically and vulnerably. So, next week is our final installment in this series, and it's all about seeking support and how helpful and essential that is. I look forward to sharing that with you. See you next week. Bye for now.